And you guys thought I left you? Never. Are you gaming with me? Hey everyone, welcome back to Sweet Strats. I'm your host Harley, and I'm here with an update video. As you probably noticed, we haven't put out that very many. I've only put out 2 videos, and with a 3-week delay. I kind of wanted to explain that. I have a bad back, and when it goes out, it's gonna cause a delay. When I'm having problems sleeping, everything just shuts down because it is only me. However, with our last video, Deep Space D6, I got a comment, finally got a comment on one of the videos that my dice rolling box was out of frame, and I thought that it was in frame. So I ended up buying a new video camera, which now I can actually see. So that should eliminate a lot of the out of frame stuff in the future, and there should be no more of that, hopefully. It is a learning process. So I kind of also want to talk about some of the stuff that I recently bought and that I'm going to bring to the show, and some of the things that I kickstarted this month. I think I want to do update videos every month from now on, just to keep everybody, well, I hate to say apprised, but knowing what may be coming down the pipeline. The first thing I want to talk about was this game, Overseers. I have a friend that runs a Facebook group called the Board Game Group, and it's quite popular. And he had gotten this game a couple of years ago, and we had the chance to play it. Basically about 2 years ago, before it even went to Kickstarter. It was still just a game out in Korea. Anyways, I saw it and I picked it up when it got released in the US, which was a couple of weeks ago. It's a really fun game. It's drafting, and it has voting, and the artwork is really, really quite beautiful. I have read a bunch of people talking about the artwork, that they didn't care for it, and that's the reason why I traded away. Well, I don't know. Me personally, I don't think it's as bad as like maybe Conan. But each his own. It's a really good game. If you get a chance to play it, I would highly suggest you get to play it. Also, check out the Board Game Group. He does a lot of giveaways, and he gets a lot of games from overseas that maybe before they go to Essen, because like I said, that was at Essen. I don't know. In fact, I'm just speculating there. Now I'm just talking out the right side of my mouth. But he does get a lot of games from overseas that are not available in U.S. markets, and they give them away. So, I mean, he's my friend. Shameless plug for him, for the few people that are going to watch this right now. But anyways, so the other thing that I picked up was Exit. I had been looking into escape rooms and found out that they started doing board game escape rooms. And I was going to pick one up for Christmas that I had seen. I ended up not doing it because I think it just would have been a little bit too much for the people that were here, which included kids. I didn't know if kids could have been included in that particular game or not. I don't know if they can be included in escape rooms or not. For escape room board games, but there have been several reviews of Exit, and I was gonna pick up all 3 copies, and I was intending to pre-order them. Well, come to find out, Cool Stuff immediately went out of stock. So I went over to my next favorite place, a miniature market, and they hadn't released it, and they were still on pre-order, and I got all 3 of them, which was Escape the Secret Lab, Escape the Cabin, the Dark Cabin, Escape the Pharaoh's Tomb, and they can be played with 1 to 6 people. But I got all 3 of them, and they immediately sold out on Miniature Market as well. The only bad part is they're one-time plays. They're cheap though. That's one thing I will say. For a $10 game, one play, yeah, okay. That's the price of a movie ticket. And I'll be playing them for the show by myself, because I know some people probably won't want to pay for a one-time play game and would rather just see it. And from some of the things that I read, people said at 6 players it wasn't very good, but at 4 it would seem just right. But no matter what they say, we're going to play it at 1, and we're going to see how all 3 of them work. They're on their way, and they're in the lineup for what we're going to play. I also kickstarted. Well, of course, I kickstarted Rising Sun. If you're on Twitter and you saw me posting everything up about Rising Sun, I did back that. I went ahead and got the expansion because it included all plastic pieces for the new for the 2 new factions. So I couldn't pass that up. I mean, if you're gonna have plastic pieces for your main game, you might as well have a matching set of plastic pieces for expansions and everything like that, right? That was my logic. I also got a Dragoon. I really liked the way those metal pieces looked, and I hope that it's a really good game. So, a lot of people have said that it's a really good game. Hopefully by the time these games get to me, I'll have a setup to where we can play them and you guys can see. That's really what I'm hoping. The only thing holding me back is lights. That's the last thing, the lights. And that's another thing, the reason why we have delays is because I can only record during the day. So if my days are gone, so is my recording time. If it's overcast, which that's hardly never the case in Texas. But you know what? It was yesterday. So, yeah, if I don't have the light to record, I can't record. I also wanted to talk about, there's this game on Kickstarter. It's a little filler game. It's called Bridges to Nowhere. And it looked very interesting, and for the little bit amount of money that they won for, and it can be played for 1 player, so I'll be playing it as well. It looked really good. At least for me to spend the little bit of money to try it, it seemed worth it. It seemed like a pretty fun game, or it seemed like an interesting enough game that I wanted to try it. So head on over to Kickstarter and check it out. It doesn't end till May. Like I said, it's pretty cheap. And it looks like I'm going to be back in the second printing of Gloomhaven. So that has the I'm gonna pay for all the. I mean, I know that the solo stuff is print and play. I'm gonna go ahead and buy the. I'm gonna go ahead and buy their printed version. So I'll be when that comes, I'll be playing Gloomhaven at least once solo. I don't know how many people will have put that out. I know there are several videos for Gloomhaven, so we'll see how that goes. When I saw people playing it, it looked like it took a little while. So we'll see. The next thing, actually this is the last thing, was there's a game called Hannibal. Apparently everybody says that it's the best 2-player game ever. Now, I don't know. It's been out of print. They're doing another reprint. So I plan on picking it up. If it's even half as good as what some of the people are saying, it should be pretty fun, and it should be a welcome addition to my collection. Now, everything that's supposed to come out next year, or even later this year, it should be long enough that we'll be able to play them for the show. And that's really my plan, is to at least by the end of this year is to start doing at least 2-player games, because I know Jeremy really wants to come in and help. I just need the lights, and for him, we're going to have to record during the night because obviously he works. And that's about it, guys. or as far as everything that has been going on, new camera, new games that I've been buying that I'm hoping to play. I think I'm going to start doing. I have a new game coming up. It should be out tomorrow. This is going to be the day before. It's Thursday, and I think I'm going to do 2 games of Arkham Horror in our campaign. I'd really like to get that everything up to date with that before May. I don't think that's possible, but at least for June, before the end of the cycle, because we got one more pack before the cycle ends, and we get the next big box expansion, which I imagine is probably going to be a July-August edition. So, or actually probably August, because probably August, because we have one more pack. Already have the next 2 after Blood on the Altar. Blood on the Altar got released today. The next 2 is What Lies Beneath. I think that's May, and then June there's another one, Lost in Time and Space, and then there's one last one that's in development, or maybe I don't know. I don't. I guess I should have had that written down. I wouldn't expect talking about that, but however. So I'd really like to have all that stuff caught up by June. So I'm going to do 2 Arkham Horror videos, and then a regular game video. So hopefully we're going to have that all caught up. It doesn't look good for Roland. So I hope everybody's doing well. I hope you join, like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, and we'll see you in the next video.